I'm walking out of the workshop. You ready? Hello everyone, Joe from Starling Cycles. We've recently just released the Mini Murmur, which is our new bike, so I'm going to give you a quick chat about why we've done this bike, what it's about the details a little bit, just a chat about the Mini Murmur really. First of all, the Mini Murmur is essentially a short travel Murmur, so it's 120 front, 120 rear, designed well with lightweight wheels, fast rolling tyres, a relatively lightweight build kit, but it's designed to be fast. It's designed to be pedalled fast. Carrying speed, pedalling, going up hills, flowing along fast flowy trails. It's not an enduro bike, it's not an aggressive trail bike, it's more towards cross country end. We sort of initially termed it down country, but I know that kind of means nothing, but I think you understand the intentions of this bike. So it is actually the same front triangle as the normal Murmur, the Trail Murmur and the Mega Murmur. It's just that with our adjustable shock mount, we can run different length shocks. In this case, we're running a 210 length shock, but this is only 50mm stroke. So that effectively reduces the rear wheel travel down to 120mm. If we then put a matching 120mm fork on the bike, it actually steepens up the geometry a little bit, drops the bottom bracket, and it ends up with the geometry that you want for a bike with this kind of intended purpose, a bike that's more pedaling orientated, more kind of flow orientated. Some people think we're compromising in doing that, but we've been riding these bikes for a long time, and I've personally been riding bikes in these short travel configurations for a long time. It works really well. The seat angle is 79 degrees, and we've had a few comments on forums at the moment going, oh, 79 degrees is too steep. It's not, it's fine. Our normal bikes are 78, it's 1 degree steeper, which is 10mm difference at saddle pedaling height. So bugger all, move your saddle back if it bothers you. Everyone who's ridden the bike, all the reviews we've had, people have only complimented the steep seat angle. So it's a positive thing. We think for pedaling it's really good. So I suppose the story of where this came from kind of started in lockdown when we couldn't go anywhere to ride, and I had my Murmur, and I normally ride my beady little eye single speed bike around Bristol, but I think it was out of action for some reason during COVID. So I built up my Murmur frame with an air shock, a short travel fork, and most importantly I put some really lightweight wheels I had on and some fast rolling cross country tyres. And because we weren't allowed to travel in lockdown, I just used it to pedal around my local trails and explore the area, and straight away I loved it, and it was a bike I rode loads, and I even after lockdown finished I kept riding it, and I started riding it on bigger trails and bigger hills, and it's just a really good, fun, fast bike. I rode it all through lockdown. I've always had a short travel Murmur built up. If I go to trail centres, it's the one I take. If I want to do a pedally ride, it's the bike I take. But we never really thought we'd do it as a production bike. And then we noticed that lots of our customers have been doing similar builds. They've been taking the bike and putting shorter travel suspension on it, putting the lightweight wheels and tyres on it. So we thought, right, let's try it again. So we did a down country build that we sort of did a bit of a press release with. That's actually getting reviewed out in Germany, which is essentially this bike now. And it just became, why are we not selling this? We know it's a really good bike, let's sell it. Mini Murmur is available as a frame set, so frame, and then you get the option to get the DT Swiss suspension, so the shock and the fork, and then there's options to get headsets and dropper posts with the frame set as well, or the full build, which you see here. So we've kind of gone premium with the full build. It is, it's as good as you can get. There's no part on here you'll want to swap out. The DC suspension is good. Really good quality. These are DT Swiss XMC 1501 wheels. They're sort of premium carbon wheel set with 240 hubs. Michelin cross-country tyres. We've gone with a slightly knobblier version because that sort of suits our trail intention, but there are faster rolling Michelin versions available, but we kind of think this is a bit more suitable for the bike. And then a full Hope build kit. So lovely new Hope carbon crank, so that's a new product from them, and we've got hold of some. to go on this build. As XCR 4-pot Hope brakes, which are amazing. They're kind of lightweight trail brake. And then a bike yoke dropper and a physics saddle. But you know, there's nothing you can improve on it. It's premium, but it's as good as you can get. You won't want to swap any bits out. And I think with our colour schemes now, especially with like the silver components, it looks lovely. Everyone who sees the bike says it's beautiful, which is important.
Why DT stuff?
So the DT Swish, I know DT Swish's suspension isn't the obvious choice. People think of Fox and RockShox. We supply Öhlins on our other bikes, but we've actually got a really good relationship with DT Swiss through some of the shows we've done with them, and they've been supportive of our race team. They sent us some of this suspension to try out for this build, and we just got on really well with it. It performs really well. There's no issues with the performance. It's really simple to understand. The fork in particular it just seems to sit there. It's really nice and supportive, and yet it provides a good amount of grip. But it's not got any silly things to it. It sort of goes with Starling brand. There's no bullshit associated with it. It's just good functioning stuff. So we're really happy to supply it. It feels really good. 32mm forks are plenty stiff enough for the intentions of this bike. It's really good. We really like the suspension. And then DT Swiss wheels, you can't really beat DT Swiss wheels. We've been supplying them in our custom wheel builds for a long time. So I suppose the only other thing to talk about is weight. Because of the kind of intentions of this bike, it is a pedally racy trail cross-country bike. People expect that it's a super lightweight, but I've written about this, I've talked about this a lot. Weight does not matter. It does not matter. If you are a Tour de France racer and you're going to win and small fractions matter, then yes, saving a bit of weight will matter. If you're a cross-country racer and you're up there winning and small fractions decide if you're winning or going to lose. But for everybody else, it's just a metric used by marketing to make you think you need a bike. If I put a water bottle in here and the water ran out, you would not notice. That's 750 grams extra added to the bike. You would not notice. How many of us are running at minimum fat? How many of us are carrying around a bit of a belly from too many beers? There's so many reasons it doesn't matter. What matters, if you want a bike that pedals and goes fast, what matters is you have lightweight wheels and you have fast rolling tyres. That is the thing that allows the bike to go fast. The lightweight wheels spin up to speed quickly, they take less energy to keep going, and the fast rolling tyres, that is almost the most important thing. The drag of the tyres, if your tyres don't drag, you will roll fast. If you have the right pressures in your tyres, you will go fast. If you put these wheels on a heavy enduro bike, it will pedal better than a lightweight cross-country bike with enduro wheels and tyres on it. The wheels are the most important thing, which is why we have spec'd the lightest wheels, the best quality wheels we can on this build. People are still not going to believe it. I think I quite often use a sort of metric which is, what am I? I'm 75 kilos. Say I was 85 kilos and say this was a 15 kilo bike or 13 kilo bike plus a couple of kilos for clothes and stuff. The whole system, bike plus rider plus kit, is 100 kilograms. If you're pedaling up a hill, it's not the bike that goes up the hill, it's the whole system. It's the bike, the rider, and all the kit. So we've got 100 kilograms going up the hill, putting potential energy. It's rho mgh, it's the potential energy against, or the mass against the gravity. If we added a kilo to this bike, that's a 1% increase in the amount of potential energy you've got to put in. But that's only part of the story. There are mechanical losses from the drivetrain, there are rolling resistance losses from the tyres, there is air resistance. None of those things, mechanical losses, tyres, are affected, air resistance are affected by weight. So that 1% impact of the weight change is reduced in the amount of energy you actually need to go along. So it's bullshit, it's all bullshit. People can't get over it because we've had it ingrained in us for so long that it's an important thing, but it just doesn't matter. And again, read all the reviews. We've got 3 reviews out now of this bike. Every single one of them comments on how well the bike pedals, how fast it is, how lively it feels, how it doesn't feel its weight. So rant about that a bit, but I know people comment on it, so just worth bringing it. So overall, it's a really good, fun, fast bike. So if you're somebody who likes to cover miles, if you're like somebody who likes to pedal fast, it's really comfortable, so you can pedal for a long time, and yet it's so capable of, when the trail starts going down and gets rough, it's more capable than a cross-country bike. Hopefully I've explained why we've done this bike, what it's about, and you have a good understanding. Go and have a look on the website, all the details are there. You know, get in touch if you've got any questions, and hopefully we get to sell a few of these and see a few on the trails, and I'll keep riding mine and hopefully chasing you down.